What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Ready to Tape. If this is your first time here, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button too if you want to see more videos on tape of your favorite team, Las Vegas Raiders. Now we're gonna jump right into this. Y'all know how we do. We got Showcase 29 in the building. Casey Hayward, the highest graded cornerback in the league right now as we speak. And we're about to be 8 weeks through the year. That's about halfway through the season, and that is looking up to us. And, just honorable mention, you got Nate Hobbs right here on the list at number 5 as well. So shout out to Nate Hobbs. But as we know, we got we got Showcase 29 in the building, in the office, and we're going to go ahead and look at some we're going to look at some plays. We're going to look at some things that I think really stand out when it comes to Casey Hayward. Specifically his play recognition and just his IQ on the football field of knowing this scheme and being with Coach Bradley. So let's go ahead and check out some of his PFF grades. But before we do, again, if y'all can, hit that sub button and hit the like button. It goes a long way. We are on the road to 5K subscribers. And remember, on 5K, we're going to be doing a membership. And when we do the membership, we're going to be having we're going to be having membership-only film studies, film sessions for y'all. So y'all get ready for that and monthly giveaways. So without further ado, let's hop right into it and ready to tape. So we got Casey Hayward sitting at an 82.1 defensive rating right now, PFF grade that is. And I know you got to take PFF with a grain of salt, but at the same time, you have to take it in consideration, especially when you have guys like Jalen Ramsey, who are definitely a top tier cornerback coming in at number 2. You have Darius Slay at number 6, Greedy Williams, Jamel Dean playing pretty well. You have Jair Alexander on the list, who I believe is hurt now. And you just go down the list and you can see for yourself. But our guy, Casey Hayward, is number 1. And we're going to go ahead and jump into it now and see why he's number 1. So right here we have Baltimore Ravens. This is week 1, as we all know. And Casey Hayward's at the top of your screen. And these first couple plays are really just to get an idea of how valuable he really is. You can see that he's teaching these guys on the field and he knows what's going on at every given moment. So we're going ahead and let this play run. But actually, let me break it down and give you an idea of what's going on. So you're going to have Casey Hayward, which is here at the top of your screen. Here at the top of your screen. And what happens is Abram, who I believe is supposed to stay in his zone, ends up running upfield and gets caught on his receiver. So let's go ahead and watch this real quick. Go ahead and let it go through. You get the snap and it's a play action. Here you see there's a guy at the bottom, wide open in the flats, and here comes Casey Hayward coming up to make the tackle. Now we're going to go ahead and go back and take another look at this. And you'll see right here, we get the hike from Lamar Jackson. And as we know what happens now. Here at this point, you have to look. You have Casey Hayward dropping back into his third. Abram is picking up Hollywood Brown right there around the 40-yard line. You go ahead and let the play run, and he takes off upfield. Now, if you think about it, Casey Hayward knows what he's doing, right? You see Littleton is going to drop back and pick up the receiver that's behind him. Casey Hayward is going to drop off of that man around the 50-yard line. He's going to pick up his thirds. He's going to continue to pick up his thirds. So he draws back, and there he is, right? Abram, as you can see, is all the way downfield. Now, I don't know what the principles of this defense is as far as what Coach Bradley tells them to do. There's different rules at different times. There's always something different when it comes to the cover 3. Coaches can have different rules because you can see the linebacker on the bottom of the screen ran with their receiver, but Mullen is kind of helping him at the top. Now, I believe that Abram should have dropped off and kind of let that guy go as Casey Hayward would pick him up. Now, let's go ahead and let the play run. You'll see Abram is all the way downfield, and then Hayward comes back up. So it's just interesting. Main reason I wanted to show this play is because of this right here. Just last week, we were playing the Philadelphia Eagles. You have Casey Hayward at the bottom of your screen, and we're just going to go ahead and let the play run. Go ahead and watch Hayward. See how he's playing this zone? He's reading the play. His play recognition, his IQ, he's understanding what's going on. Now, let's go back. Let's go back and figure out what the deal is. Now, Nate Hobbs is right there in the slot. You can see Nate Hobbs chilling in between Casey Hayward and the linebacker. Now, we go ahead and let this play run. And when you stop right there, you'll see that at this point, you have to make a decision. Nate Hobbs ends up going up to that receiver, basically biting on that, and he gives up his zone coverage. Now, Casey Hayward sees this man coming across the field, and what ends up happening is he drops off and he's able to make this tackle. And the reason I wanted to show this play specifically is because this is the same exact drive in which Max Crosby jumped over the line and grabbed Jalen Hurts, and then Jalen Hurts goes on to fumble. Now, when you go back, he could have easily followed his man downfield. He didn't have to break off. He didn't have to chip off, right? He didn't have to continue to watch and play the next receiver, but he sees the ball's getting thrown. He has his eyes on the quarterback, basically on the inside of the field. He can see everything going on. There's nothing going on behind him. And that is a high IQ, good play recognition. At the end of this, it ends up turning into a fumble. A red zone stop, something we definitely need to work on. So that's right there. Something I just wanted to hound on, wanted to show you guys. Very smart guy. People say he lost a step, and he is a little older, right? Around 32 years old. He is a little older. He may not be as fast as he used to be, but that's why I wanted to show this, to go ahead and say, hey, when you have the mental IQ, when you have the understanding of the scheme, when you have good play recognition, you don't have to always have speed. And here's another example. Here it is, a little play action, but then boom, you hit outside, a little quick throw. You want to set up this little screen, get the guy out in space, get a fast, speedy guy out in space, but Casey Hayward is having none of it. We go ahead, let it go back. And it's a great play by both of these guys. By the time he lets go of this ball, both of these DBs, Nate Hobbs and Casey Hayward, they're already taking off. Lamar Jackson hasn't even lifted his arm to throw it. Nate Hobbs is he's ready to go, right? Casey Hayward's going, so the coaches are definitely doing their job. But you see there, Casey Hayward comes up, makes the play, beautiful stop. That's just play recognition. Play recognition and pursuit. Boom, you stop him right there. Beautiful. Something we like to see. And this is what it translates into. That was week 1. And then later on in the year, here we are. Boom. Beautiful. Easy work. And it's interesting because you would think, okay, if the Dolphins are watching film, right, they would see that this man has good play recognition. They would say, hey, Casey Hayward, he'll come up and he'll hit and he'll stop you right there. And that's what he did. So it's pretty interesting they come out and actually run the play. You know, Jacoby Brissett is pretty risky to do that, and it failed ultimately. So shout out to Casey Hayward on that. Showcase 29 showing up big time. Now let's go to another play. And I wanted to go to this one because this is showing him more in the passing game. Obviously, he's a cornerback. Obviously, we want him to play good pass coverage, and he does. And that's what he's the highest graded pass coverage corner in the league right now. Let's go ahead and break it down, and we'll see right here. He just jumps in front of the route. Basically, he almost intercepts it. What I want you guys to notice is at the beginning of this play, we're basically in our shell, right? We're in our shell, and you have a corner at the top of your screen, which is Casey Hayward. Now you have a corner at the bottom of your screen. They're playing and they're starting the play at around the same part of the field. Now the only difference is that the motion is going to one side, but you also get a guy going to the flats to the top of your screen as well. Look how far back Mullen went in comparison to Casey Hayward. Mullen's already behind the 30-yard line. Casey Hayward is playing up. You see what I'm saying? And at that point, he comes up, he breaks on the ball, and he almost picks it off. He gets on the ball more than the receiver does himself, and you'll see it here. Right there. You can barely see it, but you'll see he breaks on the ball, he comes into the screen, and right there you can see he has more of a chance on the ball than the receiver actually does. And that was almost an interception. Just barely missed it. Beautiful, beautiful play. There's a coverage play. And as we all know, you guys probably know this play. Play action pass. Here he is going deep. Now let's go back, start so you can get an idea where he's at on the field. He's at the bottom of your screen. Again, he's just playing smart football, has a high IQ. The ball's out and it's over. I don't know how he doesn't pick this off, but the fact that he can make the play, I'm just glad we have a guy like that that could come out, make such a good play, and continue to do it on a consistent basis. Not just one game or 2 games. We're going into week 8, and he is still the highest graded cornerback. And I've been waiting to drop this because I wanted to see, okay, will this be consistent? Will he stay at that top? And it's been consistent. Of course, it's a team effort. The defensive line has been playing lights out. But at the same time, some of those sacks are coverage sacks. And this right here, it was a clean pocket. Play action. Look at that pocket. Look at that pocket. Ben Roethlisberger had all the time in the world. Casey is playing that receiver going downfield. Looks like he was doing kind of the skinny post. And you get the guy coming out doing the wheel. Automatically, he has his eyes in the backfield, and he just breaks on it. Too easy. He turns his body, switches his hips, flips his hips. Whatever term you want to use, breaks on the ball, makes a beautiful play. This is what we want to see from our corners. Hopefully, we can get some more production and a little bit more consistency from Mullen, from having a veteran like this in our locker room, because I think he's more than just a guy on the field that's going to get it done, right? I think he's in the locker room helping these guys. He's teaching them, and that's why I showed the first couple of plays, because those were breakdowns on our part as a defense, right? On that first play I showed you, right here, you have John Abram going all the way upfield when he should have kind of broke that off and picked up the guy in the flats, but he gets his head turned around. You see? Now we go into the next play that I showed you guys. And again, you have Nate Hobbs. He kind of bites on what's in front of him, goes forward, and then Casey Hayward comes back and picks up that tackle. And later on in this drive, we force Hurts to fumble the ball. This is the same drive Max Crosby got that, jumped over the line and tackled him. So a lot of it goes hand in hand. Shout out to Showcase 29. If this is y'all first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button on the way out if you can. It goes a long way. We're on the road to 5K subs. And until next time, rate the tape.